Hello and welcome to the One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. Tonight's guest has already found his Joseph.
Yes, he also found his Dorothy, Nancy and his Maria.
Now he's searching for Jesus. It's Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber. Good to see you.
So there you are. The latest project is searching for Jesus Christ Superstar. But I mean, you know, when these shows are on, your catchphrase is usually, oh, you could be Nancy, you could be Maria. But it's a little bit inappropriate, I suppose, to say you could be Jesus, isn't it?
It could be.
So, have you thought... Oh.
But the big twist for this one is it's not for the theatre, it's a rock arena tour.
That's
and we're
right.
looking for somebody who really, really can be a great rock tenor, and
I see.
he's got to have fantastic charisma, of course.
Of
So it's a slightly different show, it will be, in many ways. And what I really, really want is for it to be completely live on television, because I think it'd be fantastic to do away with all kinds of pre-recorded tracks and have in my real dream is to have a fantastic rock band on the show, which would be great, you know.
Indeed, well...
But, you know, they have to learn so many songs. With these reality shows, what people don't realise is that everybody has to know so much, because, you know, and we're sort of really going to go for it and make them really perform.
Well, you've said in the past the public always pick the right person.
Well, they have done so far.
Yeah.
But it's pretty extraordinary, you know. Of the old shows, 4 of the girls are starring in the West End at the moment, in shows that 3 of them I have nothing to do with. And one, of course, is the lead in, well, playing Eponine in Les Miserables movie.
Yes.
It's pretty extraordinary, really.
Yeah. Well, as you were saying just before we came on, Andrew, there's so much going on in your life at the moment, you don't know what on earth you're talking about. We're going to be talking about loads. One of the things that we are going to discuss, of course, is Love Never Dies, which we will go on to in a little while. But first, when you hear the term whiplash, what does it mean to you? A serious neck injury or this? Compensation. Well, Andrew, your eyes rolled when we went into that film, because you know a lot about this.
Well, I think everybody you know, yes, who's been in sort of my kind of profession, knows what the no-win, no-fee culture in America has led to.
Yeah.
And I was, I must say, mildly appalled when it was introduced here, because it is so open to abuse. And you see lawyers advertising, just saying, you know, you've had a tiny bump, or you've had this, or have you had a minor accident at work or something, and it gets crazy. I mean, obviously, the idea of legal aid for people who need it is a completely different thing, and a very important thing. But the whole no-win, no-fee situation is getting out of hand.
It is, it is. Well, going on to your DVD, Love Never Dies is out next month. Now, this is based 10 years after Phantom of the Opera, isn't it? And the story sort of carries on, although it's very self-contained also. So could you give us a sort of synopsis of the story?
Well, the whole thing is a bit of a curiosity, to be honest, because I don't think it's ever been done before. But this is, in fact, the Australian production, not the London production of Love Never Dies, which, quite frankly, the Australians trounced me and my London production. They did a superb one completely on their own, and people said, look, it's so extraordinary and it's miles away, it should be filmed. And that's exactly what happened to it, and it's very, very intriguing. I mean, it is set in Coney Island 10 years later, and the Australians kind of got it. We somehow in London didn't quite get it. I don't know why or how, but, you know, it's a funny thing with musicals. You can get them, and just one little thing kind of goes slightly off the rails, and the whole thing is derailed, no matter how good it is. And these guys got it right.
You must have been disappointed. I mean, it lasted, what, 18 months?
Yeah, it was a huge disappointment, but, you know, I got ill before it, and I think probably the whole thing should have been postponed, and but then the Australians came in, completely fresh eyes and ears, and I think they got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did nail it. I mean, we've got a clip here. Let's have a little look.
That production, it's moved on. That was in Melbourne, it's now moved on to Sydney.
It's gone to Sydney, and quite intriguingly for me, it's being shown tonight, and it's the first time this has ever happened with a musical that's a new one, in 550 cinemas tonight in America. I get to just be really intrigued to see what happens, because if it works, even if people don't like my show, what I'm intrigued about is that this skill set that the people who have filmed this have done, I don't think existed 3 years ago. It's sort of come out of all these live simulcasts from the Metropolitan Opera and the National Theatre and places. But to be able to do what they've done and to get up as close as you and I are, you know,
that's
now.
the hard thing,
Yeah.
is to capture that
It's amazing.
atmosphere.
I've never seen it before, and I'm very excited because I think it means that a lot of performances that we would have loved to have seen or would love to keep now coming up will be filmed in this way.
And as we spoke about earlier, moving away from the theatre, you're taking Jesus Christ Superstar to the O2, to a big, big arena. I mean,
And big arenas around the country.
Yes. How are the logistics different there then? Because obviously it's a much bigger space. You know, will you lose that intimacy that you get in the theatre?
Well, obviously you do. I mean, clearly it's not the same experience at all.
No.
But it's been conceived as a rock concert through and through.
Yeah.
And therefore, I mean, it's on a very big scale. It'll use video screens greatly. I want it to look very rough. I'd like you to have something of the newsreels that we're seeing from the Middle East right now. Something about that, and give it quite a contemporary edge.
And you're not going for huge rock stars, are you? Doing a talent search.
Well, we're looking
looking
for someone to play the role of Jesus, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not ruling out anybody at the moment. Quite a lot of people want to play it, and it won't just play Britain. You see, it'll go on from Britain, and then it'll obviously play Europe. It'll play Australia. But the real excitement will be when it goes to America, because in America the show's thought of as a rock album. It's not really thought of like we think of it here as a musical. There they think of it as the rock album that it was.
Have you got American rock stars queuing up to already?
There are one or two, yes.
Are they?
But I got to make sure that they really can act it as well, because we were very going right back to the original album in 1970, 42 years ago, would you believe? And we were blessed with a fantastic cast who really could do it.
Yeah. And of course the other big character, you know, in that musical is Mary Magdalene. Do you have any idea who might play that character?
Thoughts. Actually, Mary is quite an easy role relatively to cast, because she only has the 3 songs, and two of them happen to be the big hit ones. But the role of Judas is another huge one.
Yeah.
That's a big. Both Jesus and Judas are big rock sings.
Yeah. There's plenty to get your teeth into there.
It'll be interesting to see who the cast are finally. Yeah.
It will be.
Yes. Okay. Well, Love Never Dies is out on Monday, the 12th of March.
Okay. Well, last week a doctor from London became possibly the oldest expert to give evidence in court. That
doctor was William Frankland, and he's still working at the grand old age of 99. Justin Rowlett has been to meet him.
Yeah.
Now then, Andrew, on Chris Evans's breakfast show on Friday, you did confirm that you and Mr. Barlow would be collaborating on a song for the Diamond Jubilee. Do you know who will sing that song yet?
We don't yet. Gary's in fact going to go around the Commonwealth, and he's making a programme about the search for various artists who could be involved with it.
Oh, right.
We've got ideas. I think it's going to be choral probably, but it probably will have soloists, and so I don't know.
With a few didgeridoos and steel drums.
Well, that's what Gary finds. I'm praying he doesn't find too much at that level.
But that's great. Anyway, Love Never Dies is out on DVD on Monday the 12th of March. Good luck with that, and thanks ever so much for your comment.
Thank you.
Yes, nice to see you. Tomorrow, the return of Doctor in the House. We will see you at 7. Good evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.